Targaryen cannot be trusted.
The Mad King's daughter will destroy the realm.
We have an army, a fleet, and 3 dragons. We should hit King's Landing now.
Hey guys, Pete here. This is my Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 2 trailer breakdown. It will contain spoilers for everything up until this point, plus some speculation on Episode 2. So if you're not caught up, this is your chance to stop watching. So it's a short but sweet trailer. You saw it right there. It starts off with Jon Royce in the Great Hall of Winterfell again. And he says a Targaryen cannot be trusted. And then we see Jon sort of doesn't like that, or he looks a little like, what? But it's interesting because we know in episode 1, Daenerys just arrived at Dragonstone. So what's interesting about this to me is, has she made contact with the North, or have they just heard about her being there? We also have things in motion with Sam at the Citadel, who wanted to send information to Jon about the dragon glass at Dragonstone, so they could be talking about doing a trip down there to get some of that. We'll have to wait and see until the episode airs. But it's kind of interesting that Jon Royce is involved so much in these scenes. If you're looking at this guy saying, I know who he is, but can't think of it, he's from the Vale. He brought the Knights of the Vale there. So he's not a northerner, and it's an interesting choice that they've had him have a couple speaking roles during these meetings up north. From there, we go to King's Landing, and we see Queen Cersei sitting on the throne, and she says the Mad King's daughter will destroy the realm. It's a little bit ironic coming from her after she just destroyed King's Landing, but you can see her point of view here, obviously. That's the biggest threat to her power right now. I scanned this crowd here, and there doesn't seem to be any familiar faces. It's what she has left of local people that are loyal to the crown. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything too interesting in the crowd of people that are standing there. After that, we see the Iron Fleet moving at night. It's kind of dark, but if you look closely, you can see the Greyjoy sigil on the sail. This would be Euron going out to collect his gift for Cersei, I would imagine. We then go over to Dragonstone, and we hear Yara say that we have an army, a fleet, and 3 dragons. We should hit King's Landing now. In attendance there in the map room at Dragonstone, we see Tyrion, Missandei, Grey Worm, Varys, Theon, Alara Sand, and then we get this cool shot of Dany where she's thinking. We see the fleet on the horizon. She sort of turns around. We assume here that she is going to give her answer about attacking King's Landing. Not sure what her thinking is going to be here, but we do know from the trailers that were released that there's going to be a battle at sea. So it's kind of like, in my mind, a setup of how Yara and Theon are going to end up clashing with Euron. Euron is probably headed towards Dragonstone, but that's not a far way to go, so not sure how this will all play out timeline-wise. Then we get sort of the big thing that I think caught everyone's attention, and that is Arya, who appears to be shook, and she's looking at a wolf, or possibly a direwolf. At first, this was definitely like, oh wow, look, Nymeria is back. But then I actually read some stuff and looked at some things, because it doesn't look like a direwolf. You know, like this wolf, or Nymeria in general, should be about as big as Summer or Ghost was. And this seems to be a little bit smaller to me. So I looked around and read an interesting article from Kim Renfro, who writes for The Insider. And she postulated that it could be one of the smaller wolves in Nymeria's pack. I think that's a pretty good theory. Of course, there's no way to know for sure. But, you know, this reunion with Nymeria is such a big thing. I don't think that they're going to skimp on CGI. You know, we've seen these really impressive shots of the direwolves, the other direwolves, I should say, in other scenes. And this, to me, just didn't, other than the initial shock, it just seemed to be like, wait, there's something wrong here. So that article I read sort of had the same thing, and they back it up with some good thoughts. And yeah, I do think that this is probably going to lead to the reunion with Nymeria. And I also kind of think that because there's such a strong bond with the Starks and their direwolves, even though, Arya doesn't have what she has in the books in the show, where, she kind of goes in and connects and basically wargs Nymeria in her dreams in the books, but the show never really touched on that. But they should have that connection still, and there shouldn't be any hostility when they do meet up. But it's exciting either way. We've all been anticipating that would probably happen, and this is probably the first step in that direction, if nothing else. There's a quick shot here of a woman with a dagger stabbing at something. That's what you can see. I looked at this quite a bit and thought about who it might be or where it might be. It looks like it's probably on a boat, and if I had to guess, I would say this is Tyene Sand because she is the sand snake who uses daggers. The actress has longer hair than what we saw last season with Tyene, but I think that she may have grown her hair out based on recent photos and things. So yeah, that's my best guess. I don't know if you guys have a better clue on who that is, but if it's a sand snake, I think it's her, and I don't know who else it would be, so that's my guess. And I have no idea what she's stabbing at, but I'm excited to find out. Then we see the shot of Alara and Yara kissing, which we've seen in a couple of the trailers. I guess we could think that this is at Dragonstone or after they left, since we saw them both there together in the map room. Because they keep showing this, it sort of feels like it's a prelude to something else, but we'll have to wait and see because we just don't have that much information. We do know Yara likes girls from other things, and Alara is pretty open to anything, so it's not a big surprise that these two would be making out. We see a quick shot of Varys giving what looks like counsel to Daenerys. This is in Dragonstone, I would guess, as well, but not in the map room. This is from another part of the episode. Anytime Varys is talking, it's pretty enjoyable, so this will be cool. I have no idea what's going on here, though. They look like they're looking at something, but I couldn't tell you what it is. Then we see Littlefinger getting choked. We saw a bit of this in the trailers as well, but this is a pretty cool, close, easy to see shot that he is being choked, and it does appear to be by Jon. They do look like they're in the crypts, and there's another photo that was released of these two together. This isn't in the actual trailer, but it's a set photo that was released where we see them in the crypts, and it's all nice and bright, like it's not dark like almost everything that we see from the crypts, and we can clearly see that the statue of Jon's mother, Lyanna, is right to their side there, and that is where she's buried. So there's a lot we could speculate there on as far as what he would be doing. Is Lyanna just a prop here, or is that his move is to reveal Jon's parentage? And if that was his move, Littlefinger doesn't do anything without a reason, so what would the reasoning be for him to do that? Either way, he's there to push Jon's buttons, it would be my guess, and he wants to get him shook and upset with something so that he can get him to make bad decisions. That's probably the deal. A little bit of choking isn't anything that Littlefinger can't endure, and Jon being angry and making bad decisions is all to his advantage, so we can imagine that is what's going down here. It's not like Jon's going to choke him to death or anything like that. It's just a warning. At least that would be my guess. So I have been looking at all the stuff, checking for Easter eggs and different things. So I'm going to probably do a video like a list of things that we might have missed on first watch. That'll be next. Other than that, I'm open to anything before season 2 airs. So let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about, what you want to see. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be doing a lot of Game of Thrones stuff throughout the season to go along with the Twin Peaks stuff I've already been doing. Check out my old playlist if you want to see spoilers and theory stuff that's all relative to this season. And follow me on Twitter and my other social media accounts. There's links in the description and on my channel. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.